Welcome to the Missa Est podcast. I'm Anna, and today I'd like to offer you an introduction. I'd like to share a little about me, about my work, and share what I'd like to offer in this space moving forward. So, a little about me. I was born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky, and it's where I live now. I am married to my husband, Wesley, of 15 years. He's also from here. And as far as work, I've done a little bit of everything. My degree is in ultrasound, and I worked in that field for a number of years, and it was really cool getting to do science every day and also help care for people in their time of need and be a small part of their health journeys. I worked in social work for a little while. I don't have a degree in that, but it was kind of a helping job there at a ministry that helped people with emergency assistance for paying for their utilities or their rent, or giving them some food when that was running short, or some help paying for their prescriptions. And that was a really beautiful experience. I worked with a wonderful team of people who are still my friends today, and just getting to be with people in their need and help them feel seen and valued was just amazing. I've worked in childcare and in education, and from 2014 to 2016, my husband and I served as lay missionaries overseas. I won't be able to share the country where we served because of the political situation in that country and its relationship with foreign missionaries. So, to protect the people who are still there, in the presence of them being able to do work in that country, I'll be able to share stories and what it was like and what it meant to us, but I can't say where we were. But it was an incredible experience. It was an amazing 2 years of learning so much about ourselves and God and a whole new culture and language and people. And it was just absolutely transformative for us in the way that we live our lives. And we loved it. And since being back, it was on mission that I first felt the inkling of maybe feeling called to become a spiritual director. And that grew in the time since we've been back. I started receiving spiritual direction. It's been a really positive experience for me. And this grew into something that definitely was a call from God. And so in 2020, I went through Divine Mercy University's Spiritual Direction Certificate program. Thankfully, it was already online and we didn't have to do all the crazy, oh my gosh, how do we do online school stuff? It was already online. It was already set up. It was great. Wonderful program, wonderful teachers, beautiful group of people that I got to go through this program with. I'm so thankful for my formation and the ways that they prepared me to really begin learning about this ministry and what God is doing in people's hearts. And so I graduated from that program early 2023 and have been doing spiritual direction ever since. So yeah, my work now, I meet with people as a spiritual director one-on-one. I have a few spiritual direction clients who I meet with about once a month for an hour. And we just talk about what's going on in their lives and how that reveals the love of God present in their lives. And we just deepen into that, helping them hold on to hope in the times when God doesn't feel so present, and really savoring and leaning into the sweetness and the goodness of when His love is just so near and apparent. Helping them to discover that God is always near, always loving them, and to grow in intimacy and friendship with Him throughout their lives. It has been just a beautiful, incredible experience that has invited me to grow and heal in ways that I hadn't planned on, but I think God had planned for me. And so it's very challenging. It asks me to take a very honest look at myself. And those challenges have been very healing and very positive for me. And I have seen that when I accept those challenges, when I accept that invitation from God to turn toward healing and growth in my own life, it really not only blesses me, but it ends up overflowing and blessing the people that I'm privileged to serve. And so it's just been so much fun to hear people's stories, to get such a front row seat to this intimate relationship between God and this person's soul. And I love it. In addition to individual spiritual accompaniment, I also have a ministry, which is Missa Est. Yay, thanks for being here, of spiritual accompaniment and formation. I offer one-on-one coaching, which kind of has that same one-on-one feel of spiritual direction, but it's more education focused. Whereas in spiritual direction, we're deepening over time, ongoing into that friendship with God. Coaching is more short term, and it's I'm doing some teaching, and then we're doing some reflecting on, okay, how do we help you develop a healthy spiritual practice? You might want to learn more about prayer or discernment. So I do some of that. I offer speaking engagements on things like sharing my mission story for a variety of ages, evangelization, discernment, humility. I have a talk on Mother Teresa. I have a talk on helping Christian communities promote healing and awareness of preventing and interrupting cycles of abuse by the way that we talk about God in our ordinary church conversations. So yeah, speaking, coaching. I also offer retreats. I lead retreats for various groups, confirmation classes, catechists, people who do faith formation, really all kinds of groups who want to get together and just take some space that's prayerful and helps them get in touch with God in a more focused way for a short amount of time. I have some themed retreats. I have one that's to help people reflect on if they've suffered infertility at any point in their lives. That can be a really silent suffering and one that people often don't have a lot of support in. So this is a quiet space to just hold that story and let it be seen and valued by God. I have retreats for people who are grieving, for people who have suffered abuse, neglect, or trauma, to foster spiritual healing in that, hopefully in conjunction with their own psychological, emotional healing, offering the spiritual component of reclaiming the truth of the love of God for them. So yeah, I lead retreats, and I have this space of this podcast. And so what I'm hoping to do here is just explore, to let this be another avenue of that work I do of spiritual formation and accompaniment, of walking alongside people and sharing what has been given so graciously to me, what I've been able to reflect on and learn about God, and just be part of something bigger than me, to say, here is who he has been for me, here is what I've seen, and let me tell you the story, so that you can get to know him in your own heart and just how deeply he loves you. I sometimes will be just by myself, like I am today, sharing on a topic, reflecting on it, offering some ways to explore it, share what I've learned, recognizing that this is just one woman's talk. There are many other perspectives and they're all valuable, but I just want to offer what I've shared, to be part of this conversation, to be part of building up the church, and being part of building up his kingdom in this world, offering light and encouragement. I hope and plan to invite some guests on here to have conversations with people who have encouraged me, who have inspired me in my faith and in my life, and to explore their stories and share those with you, and share more of that perspective and encouragement and wisdom and stories of grace and who God has been for us. I really enjoy the intersections, the connectedness of all the different parts of the human person and experience, the way our physical bodies reveal the love of God, the way our emotions speak to us about who He is and who we are. Never over spiritualizing. I don't want to cover anything up. I want to go deeper in all of these things and see the truth that they reveal. I'm not a therapist, so I can't give any advice in that way, but in learning about human emotions, in learning about the human person, there's so much I've learned about who God is through those things. We can learn so much about Him in explicitly spiritual ways. Yeah, that's great. We need that. And everything speaks to us about Him. And so I love exploring the connectedness of all of these and discovering more of who He is, more of the truth of who we are in these various ways. So thank you for being here with me today. I hope you'll join me on this journey, on this adventure of discovery and exploration. And I hope it helps you fall more deeply in love with the one who loves you the most. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. I think the most wonderful thing anybody has said to me after I shared my mission story with a group of people, a woman came to me after the talk and she just looked at me and she said, "God is amazing." Yeah, that's what my story is about. And so I'm excited to share this space with you. And thanks so much for coming along. I'll see you next time.